Today we are replacing the window motor on this 05 Cavalier. Everyone always drills out these rivets to pull the regulator out to do the motor. I'm not doing that. I'm going to drill that rivet, and it's in there, that rivet down in there, that holds the motor to the regulator. There's another rivet in here, and I'm gonna have to drill a hole to access it and then drill out this rivet. And I should be able to get the motor off of the regulator, and I don't have to pull out the entire regulator. So hopefully this works. First try. All right, so now that I have that drilled out, had to bend this bracket a little bit. Oh, I'm trying to record a video. Okay. See, that's drilled out. See how I did that? This one, drilled it right out. No big deal. There's another one. It's in this hole. You can see it. There it is. Hiding away. The third one. Drill that out, and we're good to go. The motor will fall right off. As you can see, I didn't even have to bevel that hole out that much, and the rivet broke right off. And there's your motor. So it wasn't that bad. I'm not pulling the regulator. That's it. Well, let's put the new one in. All right, so we had a fun surprise. Is that the new one I ordered from Amazon has this bracket, or this, whatever this is, that, which can't be on there. So I'm gonna cut here and here, slide it off. Be very careful. Okay, with that cut off, I didn't do too much damage to this. It should be fine. Always wear eye protection. And I am very fortunate to have my girlfriend's dad's shop at my disposal to use an air tool to cut that off, and his drills to do this job. So here we go, install. And now, got the bull bracket onto the new motor. I used the hardware that came with the motor for this bracket. There's only 2 screws left, and I drilled out 3 rivets. So if I drilled out 3 rivets and I only have 2 screws, I need another screw, and I will get that other screw from the other motor. And that means I will need to go to Ace Hardware to get another screw that I need. And now we install. She's having fun. Also, my other motor, that was not on it. I didn't have to cut it off. I'm not going to have to cut it off this one, so that's nice. Thank you, Amazon. All right, success. To make it a little easier, I bent this out of the way, and I drilled the hole a little too big, so I had to use a lock washer for the tiny hardware to fit, but it's okay. I blew a little bit of another hole that looks like a nutsack in the door panel, so it's easier to reach that screw. I used a stepped drill bit. I used these 2 drill bits. This is too large for what I was doing. And this I used to drill holes in the door. And yeah, here we are. As you can see, I did not remove the regulator. Here's what this looks like. The bracket's back on using hardware. I actually had spare hardware from another window motor I did on a different car, and it's just bolted right on. I did all of this with the window up the whole time, and I just got the new motor in place. You'll see that pivot point line up, and then these holes just line up. You just have to hold the motor up and in place, and these holes will line up. And the hardware, I probably didn't put them in the easiest way, but what I did was, where's my, oh, here we go. This is a 9/32 wrench, or you use a 7mm. So I took the wrench from behind, and then I held the nut like this, obviously, and then used a screwdriver on this end to tighten the hardware down. And then the motor is in place. and I'm gonna hammer this back flat so the door panel sits flush. But I didn't remove the regulator. I took my time, and I'd say it was worth it. The window stayed in the car, the regulator stayed in the car, and there's 3 rivets you drill out, like I showed you earlier. Look, you can see the hardware. I'll let you stare at this, so you can take a screenshot of my masterpiece work. Hell, I mean, honestly, I would have just cut this off if I wanted to. You just cut this corner right off, and you don't have to worry about bending the metal. But that's it. Hardware that came with it. On Amazon, each motor was $24. And maybe I'll post the link in the description. But this is an 05 Cavalier. And we're going to watch this window motor work. Go ahead. Look at that. $24 motor. I did not remove the regulator, and the window stayed in the car. Every video that I found online, everyone's pulling out the regulator, pulling out the window. I didn't do that. I did some drilling. So, I hope this helps somebody do a window motor on a Cavalier. It was not that hard. The hardest part is when you have big hands fitting them back there to hold this little ass hardware. That was the hardest part. Oh, and get this in there before you actually put in the window motor. Like, I don't know, I had to loosen this bracket and move it out of the way. And then I shimmied the frickin' bolt back there. It was kind of a pain in the ass. So I wish I would have done that earlier. Whatever. But there you go. I hope this helps somebody. Instead of pulling out the frickin' regulator and pulling out the window, you don't have to do that.